So I did 2 years of Saturday Night Live, and then at the end of the 2 years, I got offered to like work at MTV and
nice.
and write things for the hosts there
Oh,
and
wow.
stuff like that. And at the time, that was like really, really exciting to be paid as a writer.
Oh,
Yeah,
of
it's
course.
a
and
huge
stuff.
deal.
So I left SNL, which was like, I was torn about that.
Yeah.
But and then so I worked at MTV, and then I started performing and started doing stand up and stuff like that. And I got a couple TV shows, and then I got a TV show on a network called VH1.
Oh,
Oh my
yeah.
gosh.
And it was like a sketch show with a lot of funny people like Patton Oswalt and Michael Showalter
Oh,
and
cool.
Michael Ian Black, and it was all parodies about music. So
Interesting.
it was like, I don't know, it was okay. There's a couple funny things on there.
Very like niche like show, you know.
It was like I would play like John Lennon. I would play like Jim Morrison. I would play Oasis. Like those were the bands of the time.
Yeah.
So it was like all parodies.
Were you longing to be a certain person or have a certain social status in the entertainment? Like, did you want to be the face of things? Why were you? I'm just trying to break down why you wanted to be an entertainer, basically, and why you were still pursuing it over this long, because you had some kind of fire in you.
Yeah, I just really love making people laugh.
Yeah, I mean, that's simple enough.
It's like really therapeutic. It's just like, it's the best. Like even just hanging out, like if we're like not laughing during the day, like, I don't know, there's no point, you know? So it's nice because comedy's all I care about.
Yeah.
Even at this age, like, I love my kids, obviously I care about them first, but then after that, like, that's all I care about. I just watch comedy, study jokes. I bless you. I love podcasts with comedians. I think this is a great time because I can see like all my favorite comedians in podcasts, like Tom Segura and
love
David
Tom
Spade,
Segura.
Those are our favorites.
Bert
yeah.
Kreischer.
We go to the improv and the Laugh Factory a lot and Comedy Store. And
I love doing that. It's a great way to spend a weekend or like just a night, like an hour or two, go see some really funny comedians.
She did a movie with Bobby Lee not too long ago. It was
Oh, you did?
hilarious.
Bobby
yeah.
Lee, Eric Griffin.
He lives across the street from me.
Oh, does he?
Does he really?
Yeah.
They're
hilarious.
funny. Him and Eric Griffin on the set, I could have sworn they were doing lines of coke. Could have sworn it. They were
Really?
just like so energized and so like throwing improv in and out, like changing lines, changing scenes, like pivoting everything. It was like honestly really
Eric
beneficial
Griffin's
to
really
watch.
funny too.
It was really beneficial to see firsthand because that was the first feature film I ever did. It was with him, Sean Astin, Mira Sorvino, and just like seeing that, and Jim O'Hare from Parks and Rec, just like seeing them all work together in the same room, and like, I don't know, it was just like there was nothing better and nothing more beneficial for me as like a really young actor to just be like,
And being in comedy, there's nothing, you know this, there's nothing more intoxicating than being with funny people and you guys create a bit or you guys create a game where it's just over and over and over, and then you guys, when you guys just sync up.
Yeah.
Those are kind of my favorite moments. Okay, so you're in New York, you're doing the entertainment thing, and then, you know, it's working out, I'd say, more than most people, but you wouldn't say you've made it quite yet.
No, it's always up and down. You would like get a show, have a lot of money, and then the money would be gone.
Yeah.
And then I got married.
And it was all gatekeepers back then. Like you didn't have a chance of. Yeah.
I know what would happen. I wanted to create stuff. I wanted to have a sitcom or something. So every year I would like sell a script to Fox or NBC or something like that. And then it would come down to it, and it would always be the same script. It's my life. Yeah. and every time it would come down, they'd be like, well, we're going to get Jason Biggs to play you or something like that.
But you were selling the scripts?
Yes, I was selling scripts.
What kind of money came with selling a script?
You get like $50,000 for a script.
Yeah, and that keeps you going for...
That'll keep you going for a while.
Time. Yeah.
It's okay. Yeah, it's pretty good. And then I just got sick of that. Oh, I know. And then I made a couple movies. They both tanked.
FML, and then Jason Nash is married.
Yep. And I found that process to be really hard.
What was
and long and lots of times you would sell a movie to somebody and then they wouldn't make it and then they would just sit on it.
Yeah. What was kind of the vision or what made you want to make the movie? And then when you got into it, what was the transition of like, oh, this is what I don't really like to do?
I liked making the movie. But at the time, I saw the internet and I saw how immediate it was.
Yeah.
And it was just tough because it was like, I just wasn't making any money at the movies. And so they would say, okay, like, you know, here's $15,000, go write this script. And then you'd go write it, but that's like not enough to live on for the year.
Oh no.
And then honestly, YouTube just came out of like desperation.
Yeah.
Honestly, it was just like, and it was probably the happiest time in my life, because I always tell this to people, like, you know, it's okay to like let go of, you know, maybe some kind of dream you have, like just live your life and try to make money and be happy like that. And that was the fun part about YouTube, because that was the first time where I was like, oh, I'm just not going to do anything else.
Yeah.
I'm just going to do YouTube. And I'm not going to try to write scripts. I'm not going to go audition. And that was the best decision I ever made. Just to have like a simple life and, you know, like just to boil everything down.
I think that's super, like, the rarity of you understanding the immediateness of the internet and social media was something that wasn't too popular back then. Like everyone, especially like
I
10
assume
years
your
ago,
peers probably
Yeah,
looked
they had,
down
like-
and like,
Oh,
what do you-
yeah.
a lack of respect for
They all
social
looked down on
media
it.
and things
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that. But nowadays, social media is like what books people now in these things. It's like where so many people look at things and go, oh wow, okay, I can see this person as potential. Exact. Like all of his videos are, in my opinion, hilarious, and it really shows his comedic skills and his writing skills and everything. And then a casting director could see that and be like, oh, they're hilarious. They've got
I mean,
so
that's
much
how I
potential.
got a director attached to my movie.
Yeah.
Like that's
That's exactly how he did it.
like it's just crazy the power that this has. But back then the power wasn't there, especially even the higher ups in media were kind of looking down on it. But I think everyone knew it was kind of going that way, except for the people that didn't. And those were the people that were stuck in the old ways. So what was your first social media that you went on? Was that Vine, or did you start on YouTube?
Yeah, I was on Vine. And because I
And
had,
what year was that?
I was like 2014. I had a movie called Jason Nash is Married with Busy Phillips that I had made with Comedy Central. And it was like, no one was going to watch it. It was only going to air once on Comedy Central at midnight. And then the rest would be VOD, like they would sell it. And
Yeah.
so, and I wasn't famous. No one knew who I was. And so I was like, oh, I'll jump on Vine really quick. Just maybe I'll sell a few more movies and maybe
Yeah.
I'll make like $500 off the movies or $1,000
I mean,
bucks. And I was on Vine and I was like doing stupid skits on Vine. And then Brittany Furlan, who was...
Oh, is she married to Tommy Lee now?
She's married to Tommy Lee now.
Oh my gosh.
But Brittany Furlan was huge on Vine. And I had known her because she dated a comedian that I would see her at open mics. And she was always really sweet. And she was like really quiet. Like she would never say anything around
Really?
the comedians. She was young, whatever.
Oh.
Or at least that was my experience with her. And then I looked on Vine and I was like, oh my God. I'm like, this girl's really funny. And she's like crazy out there and she'll do anything. And then I did some Vines with her. And then the next day I had like 100,000 followers.
Oh
that
my
was a
God.
lot back then too.
Yeah.
No,
Like
that was-
100,000 was
and
like the
that fast.
million.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Like,
Definitely.
And
I
that's-
think that's crazy how that when that transition hit. Like back in 2016 when I hit like 100K or 150K, like that was huge. Like 2017 when you hit like 100 to 250K, that was insane. Everyone was like,
Yes.
"Oh, well, you're Instagram famous. Like you are famous on Instagram." And then now it's like if you don't have a million plus, it's like, our brand's going to take you seriously or casting's going to take you seriously.
I don't
Probably
think that's
not.
true anymore. I think that it's going the other way now. I think if you,
You
have,
think?
I think if you have like 100,000 followers that love you,
Yeah.
I think you can.
Oh,
do I think
totally.
you can do great.
Oh,
You know,
totally.
like-
But just in the perspective of like in the social eye, when people view it, they're like, oh.
Oh, right. Well, I guess we're talking about two different things. You're talking about getting cast in a movie, and I think I'm talking about like just
Yeah.
brands and stuff.
Because I've like, I mean, personally, because acting is still like a major thing of my life. Like
Yes.
I've literally had castings be like, please don't send talent under 500K.
yes, I have heard.
And that's
okay.
really
that's
frustrating.
crazy.
It's
They
really
don't
frustrating.
do that.
Oh, they totally do that.
They're shooting themselves in the foot.
Oh,
then.
100%.
They're not getting the best.
They're not getting the
They're
best actors.
1,000% shooting themselves in the foot, but like they don't understand that.
It doesn't translate anyway.
No, not at all.
No one's gonna go.
But like 100%, I've had that. Like I've fully lost out on roles for followers, and I've had castings be like, "Don't send talent under 500K."
what a world.
It's insane. It's insane.